have something that makes you special in this world, something that makes you different. And it can be anything from how you understand information, how you relate to others, simply how you present. Now, because of some societal norms, you're not able to fully celebrate who you are. And in turn, we're not able to appreciate just how amazing you are. Can I tell you a story? So, when I was just a little tyke, that was me. There you go. I began to invent this game right before going to sleep. And I don't know exactly where it came from, but I would ask my mom if she had a certain color. And so it would be, do you have the yellow ones? Do you have the blue ones? Do you have the green ones? Now, y'all, looking at her face right now still, I don't think she knew what I was talking about, but she made sure to indulge me. And she would return with the question, well, David, maybe I have the orange ones, but wait, do you have the purple ones? You've got the green ones, right? This became a pre-bedtime game that we would play. And it was, I'm trying to explain what I was saying, but the best way that I could describe it is that what I was giving to my mom was these little imaginary pieces, these little imaginary figures that resembled more or less the game pieces from a very popular board game that we're going to call Apologize, instead of its name to avoid copyright infringement. But I would gift these to her, but how was I coming up with these little figures and the colors that go along with them? And so what was happening is that in order to go to sleep, I would count myself to sleep. Counting myself to sleep, I began to see colors. And so as I counted myself to sleep, I would find the colors, and the colors of the figures that I was gifting to my mom was something that I gave her in order for her to have a good night's rest. And so this intersection of the colors and the numbers came up again, but one time when I was in second grade class, and we were going over math. And so just to explain to you a little bit, when the teacher would call out numbers, it would be, for me, 1, white. 2, as you see here, terracotta. And I think that if I was calling terracotta a color at that age, you knew that I was going to be an interior designer. But 3 was blue, 4 was yellow, 5 was red, and then the number assignments would continue as the color assignments rather would continue as the numbers progressed. And so again, once this became more of a normal response and my teacher kind of noticed that it was causing difficulty in how I learned, she decided to do a little bit of investigation. An investigation that led to a name for what I was experiencing, but then 2, she helped me to ultimately navigate what I was experiencing and notice it in other areas of my life. Like one day when my dad was playing the guitar and I was over on the side playing, and I don't know, once the notes left from his guitar, I had to change priorities and I put my toys down and I went over to go and get my drawing pad because I had to get out what I was experiencing again in my head, the colors, the patterns. And y'all, honestly, I'm gonna tell you this, I was excited because I thought that I was becoming one of, and I'm trying not to say their name again for copyright infringement, but one of my favorite superheroes that belonged to a certain academy, and I was gonna become one of them. I had superpowers, that was it. But because of the investigation of my teacher, I learned that what was happening with numbers was synesthesia, and with music, chromesthesia. And so, if you don't mind right now, would you like to see how it is to experience a little bit of chromesthesia, yes? All right, so whenever I hear music, just like this, exactly, let's enjoy it for a bit, as it's thrown into a kaleidoscope. And the music transforms itself into a melodic dance of colorful hues. And as the song changes, as the instruments changes, the colors also change as well. This is what it is like to be inside of my brain whenever I hear music. It's a lot, right? But, but 2, whenever I experience, and as I've shown you before, when I experience synesthesia, all that it is numbers or colors. That's the only way that my brain can process it. And so Of course, I was excited experiencing this as a kid, but then that excitement turned into fear because I was afraid of not being able to explain what was going on. I was learning differently. I was experiencing life in a different way, but there was no simple way for me to explain it. And so, what does this have to do with the overall theme of joyful superpowers? Hear me out. And so, it very well could have been that my teacher and my parents just let me pass through this phase, like maybe he'll grow out of it. But they all recognized that this was the way that I learned. This was the way that I was going to start experiencing the world. And so rather than dismissing it, they nurtured it. And they helped me turn this fear into excitement again, because I got a chance to experience life in the most colorful and exciting way. But more than that, I now, and as a content creator and interior designer, I can create those worlds for others to be able to experience in their daily life as well. And so now whenever I am getting ready to, let's say, design a jewelry line, because I still design jewelry, I just don't have as much time to make it now. But if I'm going to design wallpaper or a rug, I like to listen to music, because the music is what's going to inspire me to pick out the colors, the textures, the patterns of what I'm going to design. And if it's going to be a space that I design for a client, whether it be a commercial space or their home, and they're not able to necessarily articulate what they're wanting to feel or see in their space, I ask them to make me a playlist or make me a mixtape, because that will help them articulate a little bit better the emotion. Because I think that we all have those moments of when we're like sipping our tea or drinking wine at night, and we know how that scene feels. What I want to know is what music is playing in the background. So when it comes time for me to design, I'll start listening to the music that you've given me, because it's going to help me jump into your vision of how you see your life and bring it to reality through the textures, again, through the patterns and through the materials that I select. And so how is this experience with seeing sound and hearing color, how does that make the world a better place? How is it saving the day? I have one simple belief, that everyone deserves a beautiful space to live in. After all, I mean, our homes are where we feel the safest, where we feel like we are ourselves, where we can let our hair down, or our beard down. I don't have hair. But it's where we can recharge our superpowers. So then I use my superpower to bridge your dream life to what your life is going to be every single day. And so now that we have an idea more or less of what chromesthesia is and what our superpowers are, how can we then celebrate those superpowers into joy that can be transferred? This is where self-love comes into play. And so if you've seen my socials, or you have had a chance, like we've had a chance to talk one-on-one, you know that I love slow mornings. So before I log into the world, I make sure to read an inspirational message. From there, I'll get up, make my coffee, I'll maybe cut on a candle, light some incense, mosey around the house, and like water one of my plants if they need it, which they most times do. And I like to enjoy my environment and enjoy my solitude. Now, why do I do that? Because that's what's going to recharge me. That's what's going to charge up my superpowers so that I can expose them to the world, but not do so out of a place of duty, but do so out of a place of joy. And so now I ask you, do you have something that you do on the daily or at night even to help you recharge yourself? Do you have something that you do that can just dedicate a time to you? Now, it doesn't have to be something as elaborate as making a whole playlist to water your plants. It could be simply playing your favorite song while you're brushing your teeth, because you know that's about the only time that you're going to have alone. And what I want to remind you too is that showing yourself love first doesn't make you selfish. After all, I think that we can all relate to the flight attendant speech that says, in the unfortunate case or unexpected case that cabin pressure does decrease, make sure that you secure your oxygen mask before helping the next passenger. In the same way, you may have just heard it now if you got off a flight, but in the same way, make sure you save yourself first before you try to rescue another person. And so it could, again, very well be that you don't have something that you do right now, and that's fine. But what I want you to do today, and it could be in the afternoon or in the evening by yourself, or if you're with your loved one, come up with something that helps you recharge your joy, helps you recharge your quirks, your ability. What makes you weird or what makes you awkward? What recharges your superpower? And so now that we have an idea of what our superpowers are, how to celebrate them, and you know what they are, what are you going to do with them? How are they going to show up? The first step for me, and hopefully it works for everyone else as well, is that you have to realize what your superpower is. Yes, I know that chromesthesia and synesthesia are mine, but it's not enough to just keep them to myself. What good does that do anyone? It would be a disservice to myself and others to not let myself or them experience it. So in that same way, don't be a Clark Kent. I hope I can say his name. Take off your glasses, and I'm going to take mine on and put them back on because I need to be able to see. Take off your glasses, though. Put on your cape. Please wear your superhero outfit. Let people know how amazing you are. Show them. You have no idea the impact that you're going to make by simply showing up one day. And if you're in this room, I'm pretty sure that there are 1, 2, 3 people who look up to you as an inspiration. Give them something. Let them know that it'll be okay. And so because you've loved yourself enough to prepare your party or to celebrate your joyful superpowers, now you've made the blueprint for others to do so, your peers, but most importantly, the next generation. This way, you let them know that more than just that, anything that you put your mind to, you can achieve. That's fine. But because you decided to show up, you now give them living proof that your superpowers in this world can make the world a better place. And so if there is one lesson that I want you to leave with today and from this talk, it's that whatever your superpower is, the world needs it. And because you cared enough for yourself to prepare your party, to celebrate your life, you then make others want to do the same. But not only do the same, to live the same life of celebrating others into beautifully and marvelously, see what I did there, display their superpowers and how beautiful they are. And so in all, I want you to remember that your superpower is recognizing what makes you special is also what makes you powerful. And before you leave today and go out into the world, I want to give you one more thing, okay? Here's your cape. Don't forget to put it on. Thank you.